Fantastic. Well, welcome everybody to another ASEA Global Expansion Team Zoom. Tonight we have a very special guest, Annie Reed from Oklahoma, who is a brand new associate with ASEA, and she has just gotten her $300 bonus for doing the Drive to Director 300 promotion. So she's going to tell us how she did that and what attracted her to ASEA. And you can learn a little bit about her background and how this whole process works. So Annie, if you can unmute yourself, we'd love to hear a little bit about you. Tell us a little bit about you. What kind of background do you have?
I am a registered nurse and have been for several years. I'm a wife, a mother. I have 5 children and almost a dozen grandchildren. So that's really what makes my life tick, is my grandbabies. And like you said, I'm originally from Colorado, but I moved to Oklahoma about 30 years ago. So yeah.
Fantastic. So you're a nurse, and don't you have a background also in functional medicine or some kind of background in that?
I do. I have a master's in human nutrition and functional medicine.
Yeah.
And I have, I like to learn. I just do. I have been studying the human body since I was 20 in the early 80s. And the human body is still, after all these years, so fascinating. So yeah, I've had several opportunities to study as a health coach and functional medicine. So yes.
Wonderful. So tell us how it all happened. How did you find ASEA? Who reached out to you, or how did it all work?
Well, it kind of was a very special event, actually, Cindy. I met Lynn just this summer. I think I met Lynn maybe on the 25th of July, and I enrolled on the 31st of July. And I met Lynn just because I wanted to take a yoga training, and Lynn happened to be the presenter. And of course, she shared ASEA with me.
Fantastic. So she said, hey, listen, I know you're into yoga. I got to tell you something else I'm doing. Is that
That's exactly what Lynn said.
So when she talked about this redox technology, had you ever heard of redox technology before?
I had not. Mm-mm.
Okay. But you were open to learning.
Absolutely.
Okay. And so how did she teach you about this whole incredible breakthrough called redox signaling?
Of course, she gave me the websites to look at.
Which website did she give you? Do you remember?
I don't.
Okay. A website to look at, maybe
yes.
Molecules.com or Real Redox Results or something like that.
Yes, the Real Redox was one. And then also there was a document that I read about the science, because I was very much into the science and I wanted to know what this molecule did at a cellular level. I just needed to understand that for myself. So I didn't even go into a lot of detail about them. I just reviewed that information, and something sparked in me. When I got my master's in functional medicine, I knew that in order to find a balance, or to move from dis-ease in our body to more of a harmony in our body, that I knew it had to happen in the cellular level. And I've looked for several different things. And when I got my master's degree, I kept asking them, what do I need to do, diet, to really heal my cells, and of course not reverse aging, but at least slow it for me. And just all the answers I was getting was, fish oil, that will soften the cell and the nutrients to go in. Well, of course, I tried fish oil, several different products, and I just wasn't getting the results I wanted.
Right. Okay. So this just hit a chord with you because it was something that you'd been looking for, something that worked at the cellular level, something that happened inside the cell.
Yes, exactly.
Fantastic. So you got educated and decided, after you looked it over, this sounds good. I think I'll become an associate, right?
Yes. That's
And then
correct.
you started sharing it with your friends,
I did.
right? So who did you share it with?
Well, my husband, first of all, he actually didn't get a choice. I just, got the product, and he started taking it very diligently, and the results was really profound for him. And I started sharing with a lot of my nurse friends, of course, and some of my clients as a health coach. And just because it was so profound, and I had not heard of this technology in all my years of studying, and the results were very well. And Lynn's story, with Danielle, that really is what caught my attention.
Yeah,
And of
so Lynn's daughter Danielle was in a car accident and suffered a brain injury and had really no quality of life for a long time. And she was a young 20-year-old person at that point. And I don't know if everyone listening knows Danielle's story, but after resisting this ridiculous technology, because Danielle has a background in biology also, she finally gave in and decided that her parents could waste their money and buy this ridiculous technology. It wasn't going to do anything. And all of a sudden, her brain cells started functioning better. And she has a whole different quality of life now than she did then, because her cell signaling is much more efficient now by replenishing these molecules than it was before she was replenishing these molecules. So what kind of, in a compliant way, can you tell us what kind of profound results your husband got, or some of the friends that you reached out to?
So my husband has increased mobility, is the main ones, and clarity of thought, and more active.
And
And
was he drinking the ASEA, or was he using the Renew 28, or both?
he was doing both.
Okay, so inside out, outside in, right? Drinking
Yes.
molecules and then adding them topically to the areas of discomfort.
Correct.
Okay, and how long did it take for him to get to feel like there was a difference in his body?
About 6 weeks.
Okay, so it wasn't an overnight turnaround. So it wasn't like you drank the magic juice and all of a sudden, da-da, right? He had to
Right.
be diligent for a while, and all of a sudden, when he had enough of these molecules in the right balance, things started shifting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
So you started reaching out to your nurse friends, and were they receptive? What did
They
you say
were.
to them? What did you say when you reached out?
I just asked if they had heard about a redox molecule technology. And of course, they hadn't, and they were interested. And I just funneled them into a 20-minute Zoom call with Lynn. And we were consistent every Monday night at 6:30, and just kept bringing more people in, family members, my husband's people he worked with started noticing a difference with my husband, his attitude, his mobility, and of course they were interested, and it was consistency.
So Lynn would meet you on Zoom at a certain
Yes.
time on Monday nights, and you would invite whoever wanted to learn more, and that would be their first look, right? So that would be, and this Zoom was just for you and your guests, not for anybody else. So it was very personal to your, your tribe of people, so that they could learn from Lynn a little bit more about this technology. And then once they learned, so a 20-minute Zoom, so they got kind of a deeper look into this technology and how it's validated by third-party research facilities and that kind of thing. If they were interested, then they could go to a website or watch video or get a study or, look at additional information. Is that right?
That is correct.
But if the first look was going to a live event with other people that were interested in learning about this new science, and that was their first introduction to ASEA. So it was much more personal, much more live, not so tool oriented, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, fantastic. So how many people do you have on your team at this point? You know,
maybe,
you might not be counting.
maybe 7
Yeah, there we go.
associates and about 7 to 10 preferred customers.
There you go. There you go. Excellent. Excellent. So you just kept inviting people and doing this consistent Monday night Zoom and going
Yes.
from there, letting people make whatever decision was right for them. And you did it consistently, you said. Every Monday night, during the week, you're going to, run into people or reach out to people that may or may not be interested in learning more. And the ones that are, you funneled them into that Monday night presentation.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Very easy.
yeah, right. Really smart. And it didn't take a lot of your time. It didn't take a lot of their time. And they got to learn, within that 20 minutes what they wanted to learn. Right. And were able to ask questions in that thing, in that format?
Yes, they were. Their questions were answered.
Fantastic. So in your first 12 weeks of being an ASEA associate, you hit the Director 300 level at least 4 times. And so you won the $300 bonus from the company, which is so great because you're really building a nice solid foundation for your future in ASEA, which is what we really would like everybody to duplicate in a perfect world, because it's a really, really critical rank in the whole ASEA compensation plan. So I'm so happy that Lynn is guiding you to get such a solid start in building your business.
Yes.
Yeah. So so once you started inviting these people, did they start meeting you on Monday nights and inviting their people to join you as well?
Yes, there was a few. Mm-hmm.
Okay, fantastic. So it's starting to duplicate down through your team.
Yes.
Right. So Director 300 is just having 3 associates on the right leg and 3 associates on the left leg, or you could have, 1 associate and 6 customers on the one leg. I mean, so you can do a combination of customers and associates as long as the volume adds up to at least 300 points on the right side and 300 points on the left side. So it's so great that you did that, 4 weeks in your first 12 weeks. So Danny, do you have any questions for Annie?
Annie, no, congratulations. Thank you so much for joining our call tonight. 12 weeks, but how long have you been? I might have missed it. How long have you been an associate?
I enrolled July 31st.
Wow. Now that's awesome. Yeah, no, you're definitely building the business the right way. So obviously for me, it was all about my health. And then, as a byproduct, losing my health and then started to regain it, I started sharing this with others. But for you, you saw the signs and obviously you like your husband. So you helped him first.
Right.
And obviously, was it the impact from that, or did you understand the science behind it to share it with other people?
Mm-hmm. I understood the science behind it. Was really the first spark that I received, and then the results were just profound that I was observing with my husband, and my children are like, "Mom, what did you do to Dad?" And because he could not walk a long distance, he couldn't even walk out to our mailbox, and now he does, and he can walk a lot farther without discomfort.
No, that's awesome. So obviously your husband's probably starting to annoy you now because he is mobile and getting around.
No, my honey-do list has got bigger.
That's awesome.
Did you have any results? I'm sorry, Danny.
No, you're right. I was going to say with your nurse friends, you're currently a nurse now, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So just with those, you introduced them to the cause, they engaged, and some of them have started to share. Do you know if there's any in there that actually want to build a business and take this to a whole new level?
Possibly. There is a couple of my friends for sure that need the income the way nursing is right now, and they need the income. And I have one friend that is starting to share and has enrolled preferred customers. So yeah.
Yeah, and obviously we're finding a lot of especially in these times with what's happening, and people in your profession may be out of work or may not have a job for certain reasons, and this is something they can do from home.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I mean, reaching out to obviously the nurses that are still working, but the ones that aren't, it's a great opportunity for them as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Annie, did you have any results that you noticed? Did you notice anything shifting in your body as you started to apply the Redox topically and internally?
Yes, absolutely. I slept better, was one of the first things that I noticed. And I had more stamina to spend time with my grandbabies. And of course, we're in soccer right now. So that's my job on Saturdays. And I had more stamina to get out there with them and play soccer, clarity of thought, which was just perfect because it gave me a really strong fire to build this business. And the skincare is profound. I've always been interested in really healthy, pure skincare, and the results that I've received is really nice, really nice.
Yeah, so talk a little bit about that. You were telling me earlier that there's so many skincare products out there full of just so many things that are so bad for your skin, crazily enough, right? And when you found out how clean Asia's skincare line, the Renew Advanced line, is, that you jumped right on it, right?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is some research from a while back, but by the time a woman leaves her home in the morning, she has used over 100 chemicals on her skin, and most of it comes from their skin, from the skincare. And of course, our skin being such a large organ, our liver has to process that. And I don't know if since high school maybe is the last time I've ever used any kind of over-the-counter products. And at some point I just started making my own. But did I get the results I have with ASEA that I got on my own using like jojoba oil? No, I haven't. My skin is soft, it's supple, it's gorgeous, really.
It is gorgeous. Looks so good. Looks so good. Kayleen, I know you had a question for Annie.
Yeah, and well, initially it's a comment too. Something that's really exciting to me, Annie, that if I understood you correctly, that you shared, is that you and your sponsor, Lynn, worked out a night or a time, let's say, that worked for you to be able to go, good, this is my live event and this is when I'm going to bring my guests and prospects, right?
Yes.
And okay, and that's really powerful. And to me, it shows the beauty of this business and the uniqueness of our business model, because we have, for example, we just had a Discover ASEA presentation that happens weekly, and many of us as teams provide that for our business partners, our associates, but that you can really personalize when you're going to connect with your new business partner that wants to run like you do and create and gets excited, so that it works in your schedule and so that it's real, that you could actually go, good, this is real to me, that I could actually share this and I could work it into my busy life. And I think that's extraordinary. And it just always re-inspires me on the flexibility that's possible, right?
Yes, I needed that flexibility because I still work full time and my family. So yes, exactly right.
So did that help you feel, sorry, Cindy, I was going to say, did that help inspire you in terms of, how quickly or how much you could, really talk about ASEA with others, knowing that you had a plan, that you were in communication with Lynn and you had that support with her?
Yes. Yeah. It was very convenient. It was very easy. It was easy to fit into my life because I'm conversing with people all the time, and why not, invite them to this call if they're interested in health. And everybody is interested in their health. Why would they not be?
Right. Absolutely. And did it build your confidence in working with Lynn as an expert, because not only initially you just had the experience of how she shared it with you, but now you're getting to see how she's interacting with your own guests and prospects as well, right? Did that make
Yes,
a difference?
absolutely. It made a difference, a huge difference. Yeah.
Very cool. Cindy, it makes me think about you working with Debbie Wetzler. You know, if I remember correctly, you sponsored her many years ago and she had 20 minutes, right? Every day, this little, but you guys, you committed and you worked with her, and she's now one of our top leaders, you know, multimillionaire. Just anyway, I love the uniqueness of our business and the flexibility.
Yeah, well, and the thing is, a lot of associates don't get started. They want to get started, but they don't know what to do. And so if all the new associate has to do is say, have you ever heard of this redox signaling technology? And Annie's very clear that she doesn't say, have you ever heard of ASEA? Because then they might go, spell the company for me, and then they might go out there and Google it and get into Google land, right? But she'll just say, have you ever heard of a redox signaling technology or redox signaling science? And if they haven't, then she can just say, well, you know what, I'm getting some people together Monday night at whatever time. And there'll be a short explanation on what it is. Can you join us on Zoom at that time? So that's all she has to do, is invite people to join. And then Lynn, who knows more about the science and the company and, can answer the questions than Annie does, because Annie's brand new, Lynn will present the information and answer the questions. And so it helps Annie get started, which is super exciting, especially when she's getting brand new customers and brand new associates. And really all she had to do was invite people to this special Zoom. So, and it's very personal because it's just her friends, her invites and their invites. So it's just her team that's on this Zoom. So yeah, Annie, do you have anything to add to that about how that's all going, or how that took the pressure off you to start your business?
Yeah, that was really the key, because without Lynn doing that, I wouldn't have known what to do. I wouldn't have had the right verbiage. And Lynn made it very easy. And she's really mentoring and giving me this solid foundation of how to build a team so I can duplicate it.
So the nurses you said you called most of your nurse friends, and are they mostly in Oklahoma? Are they all over the country? Where are they located?
They're all over, actually.
All over the
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they just converted the time to their time zone and then just joined you on that Zoom.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
I have an associate in Canada also.
There you go. You're already international and you've only been in the business less than 12 weeks. That's fantastic.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
And you're doing really, really well. What are some of your bigger goals? I mean, are you looking at leaving nursing and doing this full time? Or yep.
Yes, I am.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Tell us a little bit about your targets and goals. Now you've got the itch.
April 15th is my target goal to quit my job. And of course, it's right before going to Vegas. So it's kind of perfect timing. And Lynn really helped me, because in one of the guides, we broke down my goals and what I wanted, and really visualizing that and working towards it. So yeah, Lynn has done a lot of work with me to keep me on task, because I am a person that can be all over, and it does take a mentor to really keep you focused and supported for me to reach those goals. So yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. A mentor is very, very important when building a
Mhm.
business like this, and great that you're both connected that way. So just in regards to retirement and leading into the Vegas Global Convention, what rank do you want to be? What's the goal? We're going to hold you to it.
Mhm. Okay. Okay.
And if you don't know the ranks, and because sometimes when you're brand new, you're thinking, I don't even remember what these ranks are called, but you might want to think about an income goal, weekly or monthly, that you'd be earning to make leaving your job in April realistic.
Hmm. Realistically, I could at $5,000 a month, really, as long as I've been a nurse. The pay has actually gone down for nurses rather than up in
Right.
normal jobs. So yes, and if I understand right, bronze.
Gold would be, if you're going to earn $5,000 a month, that's about a gold level.
Okay.
Typically in the compensation plan.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And it's
a
very
typical
doable.
bronze would earn $2,000 a month. A typical
Okay.
silver about $3,000 a month, and a typical gold about $5,000 a month. If you're getting
Yes.
paid gold every single week.
Okay, very good. That's my beginning dollar amount right there.
There you go. And just quickly before we wrap up the call tonight, let's just talk about the network marketing model, because sometimes people have a hard time, incorporating that. You had done a little bit of network marketing in the past, so it didn't sound like you had a big block towards network marketing, right?
Right.
Yeah, so you were open to that possibility. You saw what people can do in this business model if they're coachable and hungry and willing to do what it takes, right?
Yes. And the possibilities are huge for people that want to really have that hunger and the desire to help people.
Yeah. Well, fantastic. Annie, you've done so well. What a fantastic, leader you are, an example for so many people that are just getting started in ASEA. I think this call is going to help so many people that are brand new and trying to figure out how they get, they'd love to earn an extra $300 in that, Drive to Director 300 promotion that's going on right now until March 11th. So yeah, does Kayleen or Danny, do you have any further questions before we wrap it up tonight?
Annie, welcome to the ASEA family. So happy to have you on board to help us on our purpose-filled mission. And all I can say is keep things simple and keep consistent. And the main thing is, while doing that, and I know you want to get to Diamond and beyond,
Of course.
It's gonna happen. But just honestly, between where you are now and Director 300, just enjoy the journey.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely.
And
Kayleen,
thank
do you
you
have-
for sharing so openly and authentically, because it truly inspires, whether, you've been in ASEA for a decade or you're just getting started. Your story is very relevant to all of us. So we appreciate you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And that it's just crazy in this environment that nurses' paychecks are going down, with everything that nurses are having to go through right now it's just insane that that's what's happening. But anyway, well, Annie, you're off to an incredible start. Welcome to the ASEA family. Congratulations on all your success. I know this is just the beginning for you. And I'm so glad that you found Lynn and that Lynn found you. It sounds like a match made in heaven. And you guys are working really great together and really supporting the team that's building underneath you. So congratulations and thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Cindy, for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely.
And your mentor's watching, by the way.
Very good.
Fantastic.
Thank
Good night,
you.
everybody.
Good night.
Good night.